Hi friends, it's Julia. I'm here to share a layout that I created for Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Round 6. And this is day number 17 or sketch number 17. And it called for a typical grid layout with 4 photos or 3 photos and then an area for a title block. And you can see I'm cutting my photos down here and I'm going to make them about 3 3/4. And then I will place those on a grid format. And if you guys know me, this is one of my go-to layout designs. I find that if I am stuck, I will go to this layout, and it always works when I need it to. And so you can see I have everything laid out there. I had pulled everything in advance in preparation of making this layout. And you see I have tons of scraps that I'm going to use. I'm getting towards the end of my pattern paper, and I want to utilize those scraps as best I can. And so I have a piece of black cardstock that I'm going to use as my matting for the pattern paper. And then I'm going to use that stripe paper, which I've had a really hard time. I've pulled it out several times with the idea that I want to use it for a layout, and I just haven't. So I thought, well, this would be a perfect one to add as a background piece. And I don't cut it down to fit the center of the layout, if that makes sense. I want to do it with the black showing, and I want to use that as like the area over to the side. I think on the original sketch it had like a pattern paper over to the side bordering down that one side. So you know me, I'm going to work with what I have, and I just use the stripe paper, cut a piece off of that, and then voila, you have your pattern, you have your flat black on one side. Don't worry, I am going to dress it up. I am going to add a few things. And because I don't have like concentric square scrap pieces of paper, I'm using just all sorts of little random bits and pieces of scraps to go behind there. So they're extra dimensional when you hold on to them. Or when you hold the layout, you can tell they're extra dimensional, and I'm okay with that. It works for me. And then I'm going to do that photo of the flower itself. I'm going to use that white, and then I will back that with the black. Initially, I was going to go to the black first, or no, I do go to the black first, and then I'll go to the white. I felt like it made the flower pop off the page. Excuse me. Oh, it's that sinusy time of the year. My sinuses are constantly draining. And you can see that was a piece of a scrap that I had punched a circle out of. And I'm using it because I can. And that's one of the things that I find when I am scrapbooking. I hang on to those pieces that I may have punched circles out of or done other things with until the very end. Once I get to a point where I know that I'm not going to use it and I've killed off my kit, then I typically will cut those pieces off and toss them. So here, I had previously cut down that pink floral paper to go on a different layout, but for whatever reason, I chose not to use it. So I'm just going to use it here to border my photos and my title. And then I've put a piece of scrap paper. I've punched a border, a scallop border down the edge, and I used a piece of washi tape over on that one side to decorate that edge up. The center here is a conglomeration of layers. I've got scrap paper as well as one of those stickers from Heidi Swap from my kit. And if I didn't mention it, I am using my October 2019 Counterfeit Kit Challenge kit to make this layout. I've had it in my stash for forever. So here's where I'm going directly to the paper with my title. I'm telling you, this title gives me so much grief. And you can see I have Frankenstein that last R together because I was out of R's. I have turned my C's into E's with this font collection. I have gotten the most use that I possibly can. I think the O was actually from the letter G. I cut the top portion off, or the bottom portion off, so it left me with the O. Yeah, I want to get my money's worth out of this alpha font, so that's what I'm doing here. And then I have the smaller alpha. I wanted to put on there the word our to make our flower girl. And then I put that, I'm not going to end up using that towel letter. So I'm going around with my washi tape, and this is the washi tape that has the daisies on it, and I'm making a frame around the floral paper. And you'll see, I'll just use my craft knife and a ruler, and I will make that little diagonal slit there and then pull off the extra paper so you have a perfect frame. And I go all the way around and do that. It's one of those little things that can add a lot of dimension to a layout for not a lot of money, because washi tape is relatively cheap. And I know we all have massive quantities in our stash. Anywho, so I've got that title down there, but it's not going to stay. But if you guys know me, you know that I have a bad habit of putting things down and then pulling them back up. And I do. I move it around a lot. And then I peel it up because I'm going to put some floral images that I have fussy cut down. I have popped those three little tags up, and they say inspire, discover, and imagine. And then you'll see that piece of paper that I have the title on, the wax paper. I have 3 stickers as well from uh, or 3 labels from a label sheet that I had in my stash in my kit. And so I'm going to use those in 3 different places as well. So I know I'm going to have 3 clusters. I've used some leftover circles that I have cut out from some pattern paper. I have that tag there that I've added from my stash, and I put a enamel dot on the pop out or the twine area where you would normally put a string through there. And these labels, I had punched them out for something initially with some scrap paper from the kit and did not use them for whatever reason, and put them in here, put them in that little bowl up to the left. And I have been pulling one out here and there, and I'm down to the end of them. I think after this layout, I might have 1 or 2 left, but I've used 6 on this layout, a black one and then a colored one on each little embellishment cluster. And so I'm just going through and making sure I have everything just the way that I want it, because I want both of them to show. I've got the circles that were previously punched out from scraps, and then I will have the little word phrase and the tabs on each embellishment cluster. And it turns out super duper cute. The photos themselves, the little girls, that's one girl, and that is my granddaughter Zoe. Whenever there are flowers to be found in any capacity anywhere on the planet, if she's near them, she's going to pick them. So my mom has random flowers throughout her yard, and she's got a huge hydrangea bush. So we had set this little pool up in her front yard. And yeah, Zoe picked several of the big hydrangea blooms and put them in the pool with her. And then around the yard, my mom has these little orange flowers growing up here or there, you know, and we took some pictures randomly. So I'm looking up at that top, and the top isn't turning out exactly like I want it to. So I'm looking around trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So, you know, fallback is putting on some additional embellishments to the clusters or working on a different area until I can figure something out. So I'm getting those tags put down, those label tags down. And rather than use all 3, because I cut that one down, I'm able to use it on 2 different spots. And then I will use one more, the arrow one, on that one. And I just tuck the arrow portion under the cluster there. And I wanted those labels, the tabs to show, so I put the label down a little bit farther onto the photo. So there's the floral clusters that I'm going to end up putting up on that top portion. I have glued part of it down to the paper. And then I have added some pop dots, some foam adhesive to that smaller cluster. Yeah, and then I will embellish a little bit more with some of the leftovers that I have there that I fussy cut out. So I'll go around and add those. So are you guys participating along with Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches? I know I have gone over to her Facebook group, and with each day's sketch, there are a ton of layouts that people have created with that sketch, and the inspiration is just absolutely amazing. You can head over to her YouTube channel, or I don't have her Facebook linked here, but she does on her sketches every day. She's putting the YouTube link, or you can go over to, or I'm sorry, to the Facebook link. You can go over to Facebook and put in the search bar Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, and I think it'll pop up there. I followed a link from one of her videos to it. And the inspiration is, oh my goodness, because you would be amazed. You would think everybody's going to have the same looking layouts, and they are so different. It is just amazing how different they are. Um, yeah, you should go see if you haven't already. Um, anyway, I'm getting close to the end here. I'm going to get these last little bits and pieces tucked in where I want them to. And you can see I've pulled the title up. Now I'm going to move it up a little bit and go from there. And I like it a whole lot better now. It works for me. It's where it needs to be. It fits my mind's eye of where and how I wanted this title to look. And there's my Frankenstein R. And then I don't think it shows on here, but I will go back and add our with one of my tile fonts. And then you can see I have the date laid out on that wax paper, but I don't end up using it because I have those labels stuck down. I'm going to add the date as well as who's in the photo and where we're at. So yeah, no journaling required on here. The centerpiece says stop and smell the roses. I mean, that's good enough for me. And I think everybody knows that Zoe, within our family, everybody knows how Zoe is with flowers. So, and I don't know, maybe all little girls go through that phase. Maybe all kids go through that phase. I don't know. My two granddaughters have both gone through that phase, but I don't remember my grandson going through it at all. He's not a flower kind of guy, you know? So we'll see. We'll see as time goes by if the others that are coming up are going to be flower guys and girls. Anywho, we're getting to the end. I'm adding down the final touches, my little flat back pearls. I'm adding all through here. And I just want to say thank you for sticking around and watching my layout today and or watching my video today. And I hope you'll come back. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much for being here, for watching my video, and for supporting me. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to. Stay tuned, guys. I have close-ups at the end. I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.